record there and go live here. Okay.
This is Todd Habercorn, and you are listening to the Points of Interest podcast right here, right now. Believe it!
On this week's episode of the Points of Interest podcast, how do we get back into life now that life is coming back? The Switch Pro and its enormous price tag.
Now we know.
And knowing is
the Avengers campus. And did anybody see the fake fight this past weekend? You know, and sometimes your hands resting on the soundboard and you just press other fucking buttons. Welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. Right over there, she is my best friend and podcasting partner for life. It is the beautiful Miss Savanna.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Hello. I'm okay. It's okay. It is warm here. It is warm here.
It is warm everywhere really right now, but
It's 90 degrees and like 80% humidity. So
over there to the other side, he is my best friend and podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
I'm just here in my high-rise. Penthouse apartment, enjoying the 3 p.m. afternoon sun. Sip on a nice tea and just hang out, looking at just hanging out, looking at Twitch here and looking at Twitch here and sexy and pretty. And I love that we're now on both sides. I love that we're now on both sides. We're not on the side anymore. We're not on the side anymore. We're not on either side of Josh. We're making the side of Josh.
Each time we've done this, this is how it's been.
The first time Savannah and I were on the first
you were like in the middle, and we were like little sidebar.
But now we can make a Josh sandwich. So
I could be the meat in your guys' sandwiches for sure, or the impossible meat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Perfect.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
We can
Perfect.
We can have a 3-way cuddle. It would be pretty sweet. Awesome.
I heard that referred to as a cuddle puddle.
Cuddle pit, snuggle pit, cuddle pit,
snuggle pit.
Puddle.
Or what I've heard it as,
cuddle puddle.
But that's usually with ecstasy involved.
Oh, sure.
Snuggle pit for me is just my bed and dog.
Snuggle
Pit for me is just my bed and dog.
Speaking of which, how was the Dognado?
Intense, you know.
Did
Intense.
Zirin show up?
You know. Yes, he starred. Yes, he starred.
Apparently we're echoing like crazy.
Thank
An
you.
FYI. Just an FYI.
Tara Reid showed up. Tara Reid showed up. And thank God.
So it's much like camping, then, right? So
Yes,
it's much like camping.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's
intense.
walked right into that one. Walked right into that one.
Anyway,
trying to figure out this echoing thing, if we're still echoing or not.
I'm sure we'll get feedback. There's like a 30-second delay. There's like a 30-second delay. So it might seem like we're still.
Well, I don't want to get too deep into stuff if we're still echoing.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
That's Josh Sandwich.
That's why I say on a first date. That's why I say on a first
I
date.
haven't been on a first date in forever.
Don't want to go deep.
Stop there. Stop there.
Hey, look at that. I saw that. Oh, hey, nice melons. Oh, I saw that, Savannah. Nice melons.
Pineapple.
Oh, pineapple.
I don't have the melon cart. We talked about this. I don't have the melon cart. We talked about this.
Damn.
Josh, you are not echoing.
Damn.
Josh, you are not
echoing. But the two of us are echoing.
I bet it's really annoying when I do the. I bet it's really annoying when I do the actual fake echo thing.
My fucking laugh.
There's nothing wrong with your laugh. It's a normal laugh.
what I feel. I feel like it's just like you guys talking and me going, uh-huh.
Who has an annoying laugh? It's not like Fran Drescher had the annoying laugh, right? In the
You know,
nanny.
it's fun. I used to get laryngitis every spring, like clockwork, because I smoked 2 packs a day.
Oh, geez.
And yeah.
I didn't know that.
He said it stopped. We're good. And every time I got laryngitis, I sounded exactly like Fran Drescher. So, you guys missed out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now we can't hear you, Josh.
It was a really good story too.
Yeah.
It was about how he had this affair with Fran Drescher.
Yeah. So she gets up off the ground and it's Fran Drescher's voice, and she's like, "Wow, that wasabi really clears the sinuses." Pause for laughter. Pause for laughter. And wow, that's great. I wonder how long it lasts. Goes right back into her.
Now we're
nanny
solid.
Voice. Does that mean
for now?
Thank you for the feedback.
Yes, thank you.
Single listener.
Ooh,
Person,
it's a feedback loop.
Person out there. So yeah, that totally just threw off my whole vibe for the whole thing. Francis, did I tell you last week did we talk about the road rage incident? Like on the camera?
Another one?
No, just the one. Did we talk about that on here, or did I just tell you about it?
I think you just told me about it.
All right, road rage. Longer story short, I pissed somebody off so much, apparently, that when they were driving past me in a turn lane, they screamed how much of a bitch I was, and then threw an unopened Red Bull, trying to Twisted Tea me, I believe, from a distance.
Oh.
He completely missed me, hit my car door. I screamed out my window, "Well, you missed, bitch," and got out of the car, grabbed the Red Bull, and I got a free Red Bull.
I'm a little surprised you just didn't toss it back.
Yeah. Through his back window.
The 17-year-old kid that lives inside of me thought about that. Also thought about putting the car in gear and chasing him and throwing it at him at that point and not miss. But, I'm an adult. We'll use air quotes around that too. Yeah, that was... And, the thing is, there was like 3 or 4 cars behind the guy. So, I mean, they saw what happened. If they had the information, they were behind the person, they could do whatever they wanted to at that point, But that happened. I'm kind of hoping now to put it out there that Red Bull will
I don't understand road rage. Again, it's because I don't. I think there's a direct connection to road rage and being a sports fan. Because I don't understand fandom either. Like, I don't understand wanting to be so obsessed over a team. Like, I have to wear their jerseys. I have to go to their games. Sure. I have to do this thing. And I think that's directly correlated to I don't know why people need to yell at other people in another car. You don't know what's it's just it just doesn't make any sense to me. So I think they're the same type of people. Sports fans are road ragers.
I'm an aggressive driver. I have no problem admitting that. And the only time that I actually get mad is when someone is on their phone and they drift over to your lane, or they do something like the reason why there's so much traffic is because people are idiots. If you're in a left-hand turn lane, you're going to turn left. Why don't you just stick to that nearest lane? So the people that are waiting to turn right can turn into their lane, but people turning right can't do it, and people turning left can't do what they're supposed to do. So there's traffic because everybody has to wait because the bunch of fucking idiots don't know how to drive.
Hey, there's a big joke about the Midwest and zipper merging, so
how we're incapable of doing it. Roundabouts, don't even talk about it. When I first got my license, I had the worst road rage. I would just yell and swear all the time, and I don't know what happened, but now I'm just like,
I really tried to just be "Meh," and let everything go.
whatever.
But like, when you have to make evasive maneuvers, it's like,
No, that's when yelling starts.
yeah. But yeah, when I was a kid too, there may or may not have been a few instances where things got thrown out the window, or cars got boxed in with other cars.
Jesus.
A friend of mine had a Baja Bug, with the big, like 3-foot freaking the exhaust pipe coming out the back. He attached a spark plug so it would throw flame, and he would scare people on the road with it. Like, well, these people are behind me, and just dump fuel and turn the spark plug on.
So what was his favorite team?
The Chargers.
Oh no! Knew it.
But you might have a point there, Francis. You might.
It all comes together. I don't know. That's just.
I mean, if you're gonna stereotype people, like, the guy looked like a sportsy kind of guy.
Sportsy kind of guy.
He played and or enjoyed the sports.
That guy peaked in high school when he was the quarterback. That kind of guy.
No, clearly not, because he fucking missed.
I mean, he does.
That's why I said peaked.
Yeah,
right, that's true. That's true. Also, if you're gonna throw a soda at somebody, why wouldn't you open it first?
Well, because there's more impact when it's closed. It's a
That's-
solid
that's-
object when it's closed. If it's open, then it has the potential to lose.
Everywhere, and then it just wobbles. See, what you got to do is shake it really hard and then throw it, and then it explodes on impact.
Yeah.
So.
Or at least poke a hole in it
There you go.
on the side, like you're gonna shotgun it, and then just throw it.
There you go. And then that way it'll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, either way, that's probably the most road ragey incident I've ever been involved in. Like, somebody actually threw money at me. That's like, I don't know how much Red Bulls are. Aren't they like $5 a piece or something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's just like, fuck it. Just throwing shit out the window. Yeah. How do you transition out of that? I don't know.
I don't know what we're transitioning to.
Well,
if only we had some sort of software or deck of cards.
No, that's a sword. No.
Oh, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I remember the conversation.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were
I
trying
make
to,
jokes sometimes, guys.
I thought you were implying the wipe, and I'm like, because Josh is very proud of the wipes.
The wipe. Oh,
the wipe,
yeah.
the screen wipe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, man,
the wet wipes.
I'm trying different stuff, and I get little screen wipes, and I get proud when they actually work.
You need to do a star wipe where it goes, just sit right in the middle and just.
Yeah.
I have to figure out how to do that one.
You need to do. Or do you have any Star Wars wipes?
Like just yeah, maybe I'll have to look.
Yeah, and then like the next scene is Tatooine.
Yeah.
Because it's always Tatooine.
It's always Tatooine.
Right.
That's what you wipe to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That is true.
It's weird that you're frozen on Skype and not on Twitch.
Who, me?
Me?
Josh was for a second there. Like, he was frozen on Skype and on Twitch. Anyway, I have both screens open.
I do too.
I'm monitoring.
I do too. I hate looking at myself on it too. So, if you ever see me straighten up, that's why. Because I'm looking at myself. Gotta have good posture. Thanks, Mom.
That's something I find myself a lot, because all I have to sit in is this damn office chair with that kind of fairly low back on it. And I find myself like slouched. What the fuck is a slouch? Slouched over often, and have to. Like, damn it, what are you doing? Correct yourself and sit up. I hate it. Did you either one of you guys see that fake fight that happened this weekend?
I heard about it.
I read about it.
There's nothing really to talk about because I think the whole thing was just a grift. But
oh God, that word.
I know. I used it. I didn't even like it. I felt dirty using it. But homeboy that we don't talk about, he wore a Pokemon card.
Oh God, yeah. Floyd Mayweather Jr. wore a Pokemon card. Oh no, that's the word. Oh, sorry. I'm just kidding. I know which person we're not supposed to talk.
Yeah, he wore it. So that's been like the talk. Every time I open up like the little Google News, that's like the first or third, like within the first 5 news things is like this asshole wearing $100,000+ Charizard card down.
That can't be that much still, is it?
I don't know.
Who's playing Pokemon?
So
a lot of people.
Yeah,
Target has pulled Pokemon cards from their shelves because riots have ensued.
Yes.
Like a 6-year-old got punched in the face for a pack of fucking Pokemon cards.
Lately?
Yes.
Recently, yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, pandemic just like pushed skyrocketed this shit back up, and
all the kids that had them that are they can afford to go back and buy their old shit again. They're going nuts for them. Yeah. And as Savanna said, what's their face is pulling them, has pulled them. They're thinking about pulling all cards because
the MLB and the NFL ones are being pulled too.
The people are going ape shit for Magic cards again.
Yeah.
So that holographic Charizard card, $311,800.
Jesus.
My God.
It has to be a first edition Shadowless Charizard. Wow.
So was that just like a flex or like?
Totally.
I don't know.
The whole thing was a flex.
Well, no. What's it called? A chicken McNugget in the shape of the Among Us character sold for like $15,000. So I don't know. People just have money. Apparently, people just have money to throw away at everything.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Will either of you be throwing your money at a Switch Pro?
No, I already have a Switch.
I know. Yeah. It's just funny. They announced the Switch Pro, and I'm like, well, of course there's a Switch Pro. I just bought one.
Well,
for 2 things. One, it's an updated thing, right? If I just waited, and there's no way I'm spending $500 on a fucking handheld thing. But
$500.
That's the rumored suggested price. But this also means that the price, when it does come out, should drop the price of the regular Switch, the OG Switch.
Yeah.
You would think so.
You would think so, but it's Nintendo, so
it's not.
Because what's going to happen is that they're going to oversell, and then they're not going to have any, and then they're still going to have all the other Switches and the Switch Lites, because even the Switch Lites weren't even that much less expensive.
No, I think they're $200.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like being at the theater.
I was watching
and trying to be slick about opening up a beer in the theater, and it's just
oh my God,
it doesn't work.
I just love that. Just you see her face. Just, that like oh, what was that noise? That wasn't me.
Yeah, drinking again.
Well, we applaud your renewed love of alcohol.
It comes and goes.
As long as it's a controlled love of alcohol. We don't need crazy Savanna.
You love Trainwreck Savanna.
I mean,
it.
I fell in love with Trainwreck Savanna like 10 years ago. Yes, but you've aged well.
Like a fine wine.
Well, the alcohol preserved. Never mind.
It's like you put beer in a wine casket or cask. What do they call the thing? The barrel, wine barrel.
Cask.
Cask. Yeah. So you put beer. Put beer, brew in a cask, and it gets like a winey beer taste.
Why? Gosh. See, I was gonna go there. And like, oh, so the beer's just gonna complain all the time. Okay, but I'm glad someone went there.
Francis, I forgot your name for a second. Francis.
Well, if there's a person who's a pro at switching topics,
finger guns and everything. What the hell is the Avengers Campus?
So
why is everybody talking about it? And apparently there's a robot Spidey that swings through the air.
Well, so...
Oh, is this just like a Universal Studios or like Harry Potter World or...
Yeah.
Like
so Disney's California Adventure has a new section. Yeah. I saw it originally at D23 when I got when I was very lucky to go like for the last time. Because I don't know when they're going to go into the D23.
Never.
Ever. And they were showing off the new campus, and it is, of course, Marvel themed. And yes, I think the only ride available right now is the Spider-Man web shooter game. Like it's a ride, and you shoot webbing at things. But it is the new I think it took over where A Bug's Life used to be.
Sad.
Which is sad. Yeah, it's like, oh well.
Didn't that movie come out like 20 years ago?
What, A Bug's Life?
Yeah.
But it's the only time that I can say, hey, look, Francis is here at Disneyland, because Francis is the name of the ladybug in A Bug's Life. But yeah, so they took over a section of California Adventure, which is no big surprise because every part of California Adventure is now like themed to all of the I would say non-Disney stuff, because they have Cars stuff there too. But yeah, it's a brand new section. It looks awesome, and there are a lot of really interesting looking people who are supposed to be the Marvel characters, you know. I mean, really, the only person who can get away with it is Spider-Man because he has a mask on. Yeah. But everyone else, you can see their face, and it's like, really, because everyone, you know, the princesses can get away with it because they're cartoons, right? So they can look.
You get the right color wig, basically, and yeah.
But when you get some random dude to be like Benedict Cumberbatch, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's got a very, you know, unique facial structure.
He does. That's the thing. He's very pronounced, right? And then you have all the other, you know, you have just every other character. Like it's just everybody, right? It's just it's everyone in the Marvel universe here at this one place. So go have fun at the Avengers campus and shoot people with webbing. Which I saw like the device. Like the thing, it like attaches to your wrist and it shoots out webbing. It's really cool.
Weird. Is it just like silly string?
You know what? It looks like it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is really, but yeah, it like shoots out webbing and stuff. So,
giggity.
I just say the jokes write them. I don't have to say anything. The jokes write themselves. So.
Sometimes with Disney, they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Just gotta touch in the right place.
Go to security.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to
bring a fake microphone with you. You'll get touched for sure.
What I'm really looking forward to with California Adventure, because California Adventure is the part of the Disney park where you can drink. So there's alcohol aplenty on that section of the park, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see the shenanigans that'll happen when you're allowed to drink on that side of Disneyland.
So what the move is you get the day pass for both sides, and you go get fooshnickered over in California Adventure, and then you go over to Disneyland, and you fuck with the dog. And
I mean, look, it's the only way to. Why with the dog?
I don't know. Pluto.
Oh, I thought you meant Goofy. Oh man.
Goofy's a cow.
No.
Yep. Look it up.
Goofy's a cow?
Goofy's a cow.
I thought Goofy was a dog.
Goofy's a nickname.
That's why it's not fucked up that he has a dog for a pet. Like, and his name is like George Geefus.
George.
Like yeah.
Yeah. Goofy is a nickname.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go.
It says anthropomorphic dog, but I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a cow.
Oh, I mean, there's some stuff saying he's a cow, so I mean, who
Or a
knows?
cow. Well, maybe he is. I don't know.
He's a dog cow. But yeah, no, go. And I can't wait. No, well, they have it. Look, here's the problem with Disneyland now. They have the Star Wars Land. They have Galaxy's Edge, and they have the Avengers Campus. It's like,
well, does that mean now that Disneyland is open to people outside of California, or is it still residents only?
Not yet. Yeah, they're still
Really?
probably after the 15th. Yeah.
Yeah, California residents only are allowed in Disneyland right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, all amusement parks actually, not just Disneyland. It's Universal Studios. It's any amusement park. You have to be a California resident.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Universal was open, so that's I just assumed because they were talking about all somebody showed me a video of like new shit. Maybe it was
it is open, video. But it's only open to California residents.
Well, that wasn't part of the video, I guess.
Oh. Trust me, I wanted to go in because I had a non-California resident with me who wanted to go in as well. We were not allowed. We wanted butterbeer. Didn't happen. Yeah.
Well, hopefully when the opposite visit happens, that no kind of restrictions happen.
Like, man,
when are you going?
When am I going? I'm going during the July 4th weekend.
Oh.
I'm celebrating America by going to another country.
It's too bad that the last president isn't still the president, because that'd really stick it to him.
Yeah, right.
Visiting Mexico.
Well,
I guess that kind of that little bit kind of leads into what I was kind of bringing you guys here for to begin with.
You're sending us to Mexico?
All expenses paid. Thanks, Josh.
Oh,
yeah. How'd you know? I've been waiting to use this fucking passport. It's like only good for like 3 more years. I should probably use it.
Mine is too, yeah.
Wait,
I use mine all the time because Minnesota licenses are not real IDs.
Whoa! Hold on a second.
No, that's true. That's true. When I was working at the dispensary, people with North Dakota and Wisconsin. This is more Wisconsin, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's Minnesota. North Dakota's good. They're
Minnesota.
fine.
Sorry, I always get mixed up over there. Minnesota. We would scan their ID in the software that I was using would say it was an invalid ID or not a government ID. And I'm like, no, it's a fucking driver's license. It's a government ID. And we would have to manually type in the information.
Yep.
Wait, I don't understand. Why is it not a legal
they
form
have
of ID?
them, so they have them now. The last time I went in, so I just renewed my license, and I brought my passport thinking that was enough, but I needed my fucking birth certificate and my social security number and like all this stuff, and I'm like,
Wow.
But I have my passport right here.
Right.
I needed all of that stuff to get this. Why is that not good? And like I was just like, fuck it, I have a passport. I don't need a fucking real ID.
That's just weird that that it took them forever to be like, this
like
is
they had
legit
to get like continuances constantly being like, we're still working on it. So like, okay, so when you guys get your licenses, sorry to go off topic, but when you guys get your licenses renewed, do you get it the day of, or do you get it mailed to you like 2 weeks later? Mailed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Last time I was there, I had lost my ID, so they gave it to me right there.
So North Dakota, you get it like printed immediately. Like they take your picture and you get it like in 2 minutes, like while you're still standing at the counter, like paying your fees and shit.
Not here.
Minnesota takes like 3 months. Like you have to carry around this like tiny little envelope with your like paperwork in it all folded in, and every time you go to the bar or anything, you have to like unfold your and like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I had a piece of paper. I had a piece of paper at home
with your fucking like voided ID, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
Yeah, people would bring that shit into us at the store, and the piece of paper wouldn't have a copy of the ID. It would just have, information listed.
Yeah.
And they would hand us that and a hole punched ID, or the hole punches might even say void, right?
Yep.
And I would look at it and hand it right back to them and be like, sorry. And they're like, what do you mean? This is my renewal information. I'm like, when you have an ID, bring it into me.
But it is valid with the paperwork.
Not,
it is.
Not,
That's
in,
the
not
thing.
in a marijuana dispensary, it isn't.
Huh.
A voided ID doesn't matter if it was expired yesterday or punched voided, and it's the next, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's no good to me.
Huh.
That I can't take this, even with paperwork. Now, if the paperwork had a copy of your ID on it, with your actual driver's license copy, yes, I could take that, because that is, I have a photo ID of you.
Huh.
Yeah,
that's fine. Just take my passport with me. Anyway, sorry to go off topic.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I had a whole show about that. It's kind of a continuance. This is a continuance of that, really. So with Francis traveling soon, and some of my friends in the real world attempting to go out and do things, I myself haven't really done too much, but the people that have, the thing that kind of sparked this whole thing is that the people I have talked to or heard stories from is that there's huge amounts of anxiety of just being out in public, being on the streets, walking amongst people. Where one friend said something to the effect of, we've all been told for the last year that contact with anybody could kill them, could kill you. Now we're just out on the street just over a year later, with nobody's wearing masks outside this person's story. I go to the grocery store and it's 50-50 mask unmask amongst the employees as well. The only anxieties that I would have would be flying and going to a Comic-Con thing. Comic-Con-ish thing. Those are the only two anxieties I have. I could go to a restaurant, I'm pretty sure. Because whatever. I'm going to wear a mask in there. I'm going to eat my food. I'm going to put a mask on. Sure. As soon as the mask comes off, you're exposing yourself. I get it. But if I do have a chance or an inkling to go to a restaurant, I'm not going to be too hesitant to do it. But just seeing people in the grocery store, both employees and customers, without a mask on, still is like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
North Dakota, there was never a mask mandate because our governor's a shill, but their governor, I should say. I don't live in North Dakota. So like, I would always get looks if you wore a mask, basically anywhere in North Dakota, except from like any employees that were like, "Thank you," So Minnesota's mask mandate just expired last month, I want to say, and so it's like 50-50, like Josh said, and so
our masks, it's required in any building here in California until I think next week.
Okay.
Then it's over. But I mean, it's like whatever. I was out over this weekend, and to go to a movie that ended up not being for this Saturday, it's for next Saturday. I'm stupid. Anyway, but when I was out, I was looking at the parks, and people were having picnics. No one was running. Like, everyone was out. As a matter of fact, the parks were so full. I'm assuming the parks were so full that a family decided to have a cookout / like picnic in the parking lot of the mall.
Oh.
Which was interesting. Like, this one family had like lawn chairs and like footballs out and like coolers out and stuff. And I'm like, you guys realize this is a parking lot, right? Like, I don't understand. But like, there's a ton of people outside the mall because you have to wear a mask inside the mall.
Yeah.
But outside the mall, you don't have to wear a mask, and like, people are just out. Like nobody. Here's the thing. I think the desire to just go back to normal supersedes anxiety right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like,
Yep.
I can't keep doing this. I've been
Definitely
doing this
for
for
some,
the
yeah.
last year and whatever, blah, you know.
Yep.
And I'm a homebody. I spend most of except for the one time I went out, I spent most of the weekend playing video games. So I don't go out anyways, you know.
I spent all weekend in, but that's because it was over 100 degrees. So.
Oh, there you go.
Sure.
See, so I mean, reasons to stay in, and
Yeah.
like, but like, I mean, the 20 minutes I was out, I'm like, everyone was out. Everyone,
Yeah.
restaurants were packed. I know they designate certain seats so that there's that 6 foot distance.
Yeah.
But man,
Did they limit the table numbers, like the parties at the table?
No, well, no, not really, because I mean, you know, whatever number fits in that table, they can't go past, like, if there's 4 chairs, they're not going to put 6.
Right, but I
whatever.
mean, like, you can't like push 2 tables together and have.
No, they weren't doing
That's
any
what I
of
mean.
that.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I don't know if you guys have a place called Farmer Boys.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
It's like a little, it's like a, you know, farm fresh type of fast food restaurant.
Fast food.
It's still fast food, yeah.
Wow.
But it's farm
I'm
fresh
gonna look
stuff.
it up right now.
You know?
Farmer Boys.
Yeah, Farmer Boys. Yeah. Well, that's what they claim. I don't know if it's true. Anyway, it was like the day after, like, they're like, okay, you know, we're allowing indoor seating, and this just gaggle of like women over 60 just gathered all the tables and put them together and all sat around, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? And they're all wearing masks and stuff or whatever, but I was like, what is going on? It's just like, we don't care, we're gonna put these tables together because we're old biddies and we're all 60 and it was like 20 of them, and everyone else was just kind of shaking their head like, whatever, this is I just got up and left. I'm like, but I mean, I've eaten indoors already at restaurants. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone to a couple movies.
Same.
Yeah, I've gone to restaurants. I've, grocery shopping.
And grocery shopping, that's pretty much the only thing I've done really for the last year. I think I told you guys I went to a coworker's house to watch the AEW pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
There was probably about 10 people there, all people that I work with. So I was like, cool, whatever. And that
felt comfortable.
And it was the first time, and I couldn't even tell you how long, that there was enough smoking devices going around that not only was there a rotation, but there was crisscrossing happening. And that felt normal.
So when the crisscross happened, did it make you jump?
I took my pants off, put them on backwards, actually.
Okay, good.
But that's also because I had alcohol in me, and that's what happens when you put alcohol in me. His pants come off.
Savanna, here's the thing. No one knows who Crisscross is anymore.
It's true. It's true.
The 3 of us.
This is like the best part of the joke, is that no one knows what I'm talking about. So when I say crisscross is going to make you jump, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Josh's edition of the pants backwards, they're like, what does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
No one knows.
Yep.
The shirts were backwards as well. Their whole gear was backwards.
Their whole got up.
It's
Big
like
old oversized button-up jerseys, everything.
Yeah.
It's like mentioning Milli Vanilli. Nobody knows who they are.
Girl, you know it's true.
Or whoever that was singing those songs.
Yeah, exactly.
So the other half of this thing that this person also brought up that it really hit me is what if, and I'm not going to go as far as to say that we have made our names at conventions, but we're kind of convention people.
Maybe you guys haven't.
Okay. Well,
That's true. No,
but we're kind of like convention people, right? And that's kind of part of where our gimmick has come from. Whatever. So this person in particular was like, they did make their name in convention scene, and they were saying that they don't know if they can get back to be at that same level that they were at, because of all the anxieties that they're feeling. And I was starting to think about that, and I'm like, I mean, I definitely didn't, make my name in an artist alley or be a cosplayer or something like that. But by 2019, people when I walked into Artist Alley, people knew me, not because I was going to come buy their art, but because they knew that if they asked politely, they would get an edible. You know what I mean?
You're like
You're the grilled cheese guy at a fest.
I became that. Yeah, I totally became that guy.
You're the norm of conventions.
And I'm totally okay with that. You know what I mean? As far as that level, I could see myself getting back to that depending on how these entire things are handled in the future. And something I know that we've talked about a lot on here over the last, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months, but it is becoming more of a real thing now because everything is coming back to life. Conventions are being announced every other hour.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where we might have to start doing the convention list, Francis.
Yeah, I mean, look, Dragon Con is there. Dragon Con is ready to go in September
in full force.
It's a thing.
Yeah, and they're not going to limit. They're not limiting their attendance. Not that I've seen. I haven't seen one way or the other. But if they were going to limit the attendance, you'd think they would have announced that by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not, and I don't think they want to, and I don't think people want to. I mean,
it's the cuddle of conventions.
Well, no, it's not just the convention thing, but I just think that, like, look, I mean, I'm wary of it. I'm wary of the world. That's why I got vaccinated, because it's scary out there. Right. But I also understand that at some point we can't, at some point it does have to get back to normal. Like at some point we can't just keep doing this for the rest of our lives. I mean, we can.
We can.
We can.
I
don't.
Somebody that
we
know. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, even if that is the case and there's a possibility of that happening, I just think it's like, well, we can't do that. We can, but I don't think it's a good thing, and I don't think so, at least.
Francis,
that's weird, I guess.
Well, somebody that you and I know very well, and Savanna knows kind of by extension, went to their first con and got con crud. But it's not the corona, but it's crud.
Right. It's crud. Crud is crud.
And it's just like, well, it's great to hear that shit still survived.
Of course.
What do you expect?
What do you expect when you have a bunch of people in one place?
Right. Right. And I don't know what the attendance was of this place or what the name of it was or anything, but one, it was awesome to see smiles under masks of familiar faces, at least familiar to me anyway, and to see that there was some kind of normalcy to it, but to also hear that the same old shit happened. Just it kind of sucks.
Colds didn't go away.
No, but I'm just saying it's just like it's just kind of disappointing. The first show you go to after this whole thing. You survived. You survived the whole fucking pandemic thing, at least so far. Mm-hmm. And the first show you go to, and after taking the precautions, and you get the crud. It's just...
Yeah.
There's something almost ironic, I guess, about it.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, I just...
Right. So, I don't know. I haven't been to a movie, but it's mostly because nothing's flipping my skirt up right now, but I
watched Quiet Place 2. Did you watch Quiet Place 2? Savanna? No?
I haven't even seen the first one.
No.
Quiet.
Sorry, can you guys hear Dan now?
Yes.
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. Yeah.
Apparently, it is warm.
It is warm. He's got some anxiety though right now. I'm not really sure what. We had a really bad storm last night, so I think he's still like reeling from that. But he's He's not doing okay. I don't know why.
Poor guy. Sounds like me when I'm having my panic attacks. Like, why am I breathing so hard for no damn reason? Why am I sweating so much? And I'm cold. Why am I freezing and sweating bullets at the same time? How is that even possible?
We all pant for different reasons,
Yeah.
My panting just happens to be in this form of cold sweats. Like if I'm gonna,
he's right next to me now, so I'm sorry that it's louder.
It's adorable. I was gonna say you should comfort him. That's good. That's good.
It just sucks. Like if I'm gonna get the cold sweats of a heroin addict, can I at least write some good music to go with it?
I mean, have you tried?
Well, no.
Exactly. Next time.
Next time,
always bring that notebook with you and just
with me. Like Savannah's talking like I actually go and do things. I actually go out into the world. I go to the grocery store and flirt with the baristas at the Starbucks inside the Safeway.
That's going places.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah. I mean, just go to what's the closest? Well, I was gonna say, what's the closest non-United States? Because you have a passport that you need to use, right? Do you have any stamps in that passport yet?
No. The only thing that's inside.
Why did you get one?
Well, I got one originally to go visit our buddy Jason up in Canada, and then financial things happened. Yeah. Like,
and then what happened?
Financial things, like I got kicked out of the house that I was living in, and then
that was that long ago. Wow.
Yeah. And then
he just said it expires in 3 years, so that was that long ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then I got this awesome apartment, and I was all proud of myself for having my own place after so long, and then had this new job that I was all excited and happy at, and then they were like, "Hey, we're letting you go."
Oh.
When I went, "Oh, okay." So then I was sitting there freaking out because my unemployment was running out. And Francis was like, "Hey, didn't you say something about having stock?"
Oh, yeah, your stock.
And then Francis saved me, and I was able to get out of the hole that I was in.
Yeah.
I don't have a 401k anymore, but, whatever.
You can rebuild.
Yeah.
But that just means you need to go to the cheapest would be Mexico, really.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can go into Canada right now anyway.
No.
And you don't want to. It's a cesspool right now.
Yeah.
Like it's just rampant. Like seriously, like they're not like giving out vaccines, and they're like withholding them, and it's just like it's
You're
bad.
Like stuck in a hotel for 14 days that you have to pay for.
I mean, the NHL in Canada just worked out a deal because it's inevitable that a Canadian and U.S. team are going to meet in the finals.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
So they had to.
You know
work
what
out
Mexico has?
sort...
Tacos.
They do.
Yeah, they have tacos. I'm not talking. Never mind. But
But yeah, so for the two of you guys, you both kind of, made a bit of your names in the convention scene. Apparently, Savanna a hell of a lot more than us.
and she didn't have to go. She didn't have to go. People were just like, "I need her card."
Yeah.
Who is this person? Doesn't matter. We just need her card.
My website wasn't even on the card. Like it was like.
No, what was on the card? I don't think anything was on the card, right? Like it was just like an email address or something.
I think it was just the name of the show.
Our Facebook and Twitter, so you could find us on Facebook, but yeah, like I still have a banner too. I should just hang that up in the background.
I have both of my banners. And people ask me, why did you get spend that much money on a vinyl banner that has the date on it of 2015? You can't use that banner ever again. And I'm like, I'm never going to be at a table ever again. So it doesn't really matter.
Well, and also I think it's a good thing to have. The year is good actually, because then you can commemorate the year.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, sure, Savanna's banner's more evergreen, but I mean, it's all right. It should be like you need now the panoramic backgrounds for everybody, and you just put that banner in the background.
Okay. Well, I will work on it for next week.
Oh my goodness!
So
I'm excited now.
Francis, I mean,
yes,
it's no secret that you're a bit shy on the out in the real world.
I haven't talked to anybody in the real world. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm talking about specifically conventions. Where,
I don't talk to any conventions.
Like, how do you feel about the whole situation
with conventions?
Going back to a show.
I'm actually not that interested in going back to a show unless it's with you guys.
But you felt that way. You felt that way
myself.
Before the pandemic, though.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. But I mean, no, that's not true. I went to a couple by myself. I went to there's an LA Comic Con that I would.
You had mentioned that statement. You had mentioned that to me before.
Right, but I mean, like, I think for now, like conventions right now, I don't care. I mean, I think conventions have. I think it peaked already, and it's kind of downward right now, and I think it needs to because it needs to be cultish again, because that's what made it fun. That's what made it good. Was that it had right, because you get all like it's more the people who are there because they just don't like the pop culture stuff. They're there because they love the universe and they love the worlds and they love the that stuff, as opposed to like, because I remember when someone nearly got run over because of the Twilight panel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Wow.
Because they were like, I forget why they were like leaving the line or something, but trying to rush back into the Holly's line, nearly got run over by a car or something. And it's like, well, they were there for Twilight. They weren't there for anything else, right? That was it. And so conventions now are overblown. I think a little over bloated. And I don't mind that they get small again.
Yeah.
Especially the mainstream ones. I don't mind that they get, they shrink in size again. And I think they will, not just because of hesitancy, but because everything you want in those conventions, online, like the second it's revealed there. It's like,
oh, for sure.
Why go?
But people. I think kind of what you're saying is, I think a lot of people started going just because, especially with San Diego, because it was that was the hot ticket. That was the place to be seen, to see people. There's a couple small local shows here that have been running since the mid 70s that, on top of trying to keep up with everything in the last few years, and you throw this on top of it, and then, their heads just start, unfortunately dying. Like the people that made the show what it is.
Yeah.
And then it's some of these shows I think are going to be, like you said, they're going to shrink in size a bit, but I think they're also going to be reeling from a lot of just loss in general. I think, especially the show that I'm vaguely speaking of right now, I think when it does come back, if it does come back next year, it is going to be a very somber year. I know of a lot of hugging, more of like, comfort, as opposed to we haven't done this in so long. It's more just like comfort.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've heard from inside sources that a convention that we used to frequent may never come back. One and I don't know if you heard the same thing, but it's one that we frequented in a very strong and big way, and it's just like, no, it's not going to ever return. And I think a lot of conventions are going to be like that. It's like, well, we can't, like, obviously these things were like, we made the money that year, and that's what got us the next year. If it doesn't happen every year, we don't have the money and we don't have the means to keep this going. And
San Diego said that.
Oh, screw San Diego.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, even San Diego said the same thing. Like, we didn't have any revenue last year, so we really can't put on the show that we want to put on. Yeah, I know it's a bullshit line.
If my eyes could roll further back into my head, I'd be able to see behind me.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, there were a couple shows here, especially the smaller shows, that was very fucking true. The Denver Comic Con, gone. You know, it's Denver Fan X now, because
it got bought out.
the nonprofit that was running it, just even the nonprofit was suffering because their whole thing was teaching kids in schools.
So Savannah, what was your go-to convention?
There's two in town that I would go to, ValleyCon and CoreCon. CoreCon just happened this year, and they did it completely online. Because it was still just a little too fresh, and but ValleyCon is usually Halloween weekend or around it. Yep. And it sounds like they're going forward. They were the ones, we talked about this last year too. They were the ones that canceled like literally the day of that it started because because they were afraid for their patron safety, of course, So, but
are you planning on going to ValleyCon?
I'll probably go, yeah. But I mean,
and that's the October seems to be for some of these some of the bigger named shows. October seems to be the year that not the year. It could be October could be the year. But October seems to be the time where everybody seems to be rocking their shows.
What sucks is that particular show is where me and the ex met.
Hey. Well, I mean, the time to make new memories and to replace those with new people.
There you go.
But you're right about that, Josh. October, because I'm going to a concert in October, and guess what? All the there's no separation in any of those seats. Everyone's sitting right beside each other.
The Dead Mouse at this concert is coming here, and
who is
Dead Mouse?
Oh wow!
And he's playing at Red Rocks, and there's been a few shows at Red Rocks, and they've had
my sister went to one already. Yeah,
and there's been sectioned seating.
Yep.
Where Red Rocks is all GA from top to bottom.
Yep.
And somebody I know that has been to hundreds of shows there was like, no, that sucks. Like, that's not what Red Rocks is about. You go wander around. I'm like, no, not right now. Because if somebody in the blue section comes down with the COVID, they can make a statement and say, hey, everybody that was sitting in the blue section of Red Rocks, go get tested. Like it's a big AIDS test or something, STD test. But I say all that, I looked at the seating for the Dead Mouse show because I'm thinking about going, and it's completely open GA. And for the first time ever, when I thought about going to a show at Red Rocks, I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just find a spot at the top and just chill there. I don't need to be amongst the kids. No, not for this.
I mean, I get it, man. I get it 100%. So I'm with you.
It's just I don't know. And so the other half of this with everything coming back is just like they talked about when we all got locked down. Now that we're not locked down and full of road rage and throwing Red Bulls at each other, is there going to be a baby boom or an STD boom?
Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah.
No to the baby boom for sure. That's not going to happen. STD boom.
Why?
Yeah. Because of my continued theory. Not mine, but I mean, dating is hard, but
I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about sex.
Even hooking up is hard. Hooking up is hard because, again, thanks to the power of the internet, I mean, women have access to the top 20% of men, no matter where they are. And so the other 80% are probably not going to get laid, I don't think. Just because I think that's just this, that just seems that has been the statistics for the last 5 years. I think it's even more so now. I don't think people are going to be desperate. I think people are going to be like, now I can, I mean, they'll be desperate, but in a different way.
Right.
Where it's, where we'll hear about the chlamydia outbreak or something. I don't know.
I mean,
like, oh yay!
I got to participate in a sleepover recently, and
okay,
that was fine. I mean, there was no sex involved, but
well, yeah, cuddle puddles probably happened.
It was a great cuddle session. It was great. I mean, it really was, in all honesty, because it was fun to just be like, wow, physical contact with somebody that's not me. And then wake up in the middle of the night and be like, wait a second, that's not my hand. And you're like, all right, well.
And then you're like, wait a minute, that's not hers either. What the
hell? What is going on here? But no, so the whole thing with anxiety and whatnot, it kind of hit me the other night, and
that's normal.
Oh yeah, and it's just, I don't know, when I go for my walks and whatnot, I still will give people ample distance if we cross paths.
I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss having the excuse to be as far away from people as possible, because I loved that.
I mean, what's stopping you?
Well, because it's not going to be necessarily as people continue to close the gap, as I have been noticing lately. It's going to be less and less socially acceptable to be like, why are you like actively avoiding me?
I do that anyway. I've always done that, but I had like terrible fucking dogs, so I just always like cross the street if
See,
like,
you have an excuse. I don't have an excuse to walk across the street when I see somebody walking. I mean, I could, but then they're like
my pet rock doesn't like to be around other people.
Yeah. Just like cough really hard, just.
But like even going to the grocery store,
then they'll avoid you.
I see people that aren't wearing a mask kind of almost leering at people, including myself, that are wearing one. Like, why the fuck are you still wearing that?
I mean,
because there's a sign up front that says, "We'd appreciate it if you did."
Yeah. I don't know why anyone cares whether another it's whatever. Like, who cares? Why does it matter to anyone?
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's the hill they're willing to die on.
Right.
Like, oh, you with your mask. It's like, yeah, so.
Don't you like freedom?
I don't know.
Don't you like to be able to breathe?
It's like, yeah, this is the very definition of freedom and being able to breathe. This is the fact that I'm doing this. Yeah. Now, mind you, I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm by myself or if I'm outside, I'll have mask in hand.
Yeah.
And I won't necessarily put it on the moment somebody walks by me, but I mean, I'll make my distance. But the moment I go inside somewhere,
yeah, I mean,
straight on.
When I go for my walks, I don't bring it at all. If I have an inkling of maybe stopping at the grocery store, then I'll grab one and bring it with me. But yeah, I when I'm doing my exercising, I'm by myself. I'm not going to cross the street to avoid you, but I'm definitely going to give you some room.
Can I just say, though,
please do.
I do find it amusing when I see the people who post pictures of couples kissing with their masks on. I do find that incredibly amusing. Like,
I have not seen that.
Just take it off for a second. And it's not like a joke. It's earnest. Like, they're genuinely wanting to kiss, but they're like, oh, we better keep our mask on. It's like, just come on, just take it off for the second.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. You guys are already probably fucking. You can breathe each other's air.
Right.
It's okay.
That wasn't with my sleepover partner. That was an argument that was thrown like in December. Because I was at their house, and we were smoking out of the same pipe. And it got later into the evening, and I was like, "So, am I sleeping over here, or am I going home?" No, I think maybe I don't know about breathing on each other is such a good thing. And I'm like, we're using the same pipe. Like the seal was broken when I came over.
Yeah.
Like your mouth and my mouth have been on the same thing. You know,
that is
like
so weird.
So, you know, I love you and everything, and I respect you, but there's holes in your argument.
Yeah. Well.
But no, but like I said, the sleepover, it was nice. It was nice, like I said, to get out of the house, do something, and to, you know, be around somebody that you enjoy to be, spend time with, even if it is just on occasion.
Yeah. You know, it's nice. It's nice that we all have someone to rub up against.
Yes.
That's like, yeah.
Mine's just panting in the background here, waiting for me to be set free here.
I guess on that note, I don't really have anything else. We hit everything I wanted to talk about. Man, as always, thanks you guys for coming along on our weekly adventures as we try to figure out this video thing. I'm going to get not another, but I'm going to get a capture card and try this 2 computer setup.
Oh, jeez. Good luck.
I don't know. We'll see. I could probably spend my money on other things. Savanna, that was not Lieutenant Dan. What the hell? Okay. Where can people find you? The show's
Twitter
over.
Master Raptors, all one word.
I'll be right back.
Oh,
that was Dan. Dan can talk.
Dan can talk now. That's awesome.
Wow.
Francis, you remember that one time where we went through like the entire podcast and I had a visitor and it wasn't known to you until like the end when the visitor decided to start laughing for no reason?
It was yeah, so I think my favorite episodes would be, because it was all audio, there was no video, and all of a sudden I'd hear somebody like giggling in the background or something, or saying something. I'm like, Josh, what you doing, Josh? Like, oh man. I loved it though. I like that I like that everyone now has like people in their backgrounds. Your turn.
Yeah, maybe one day. Where can people find you? Maybe even possibly tomorrow night as we record this.
Oh yeah, just go to, I haven't done my other show yet, so just go to supergeekedup.com. There's a live show Wednesday nights. Because this isn't going to be posted tonight, so go Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Go check it out. Live improv show where we do geeky stuff, and we have men in our rooms talking behind us usually. They say things like,
I'll be right back.
Be right back. Melons.
He was just letting himself out. It's fine.
I gotta pee outside. I'll be right back. I'll let myself
Dan
out.
he was like, I can't wait for her any longer. I'm gonna take myself for a walk, have myself a beer, and go to bed.
Just the new meaning of home, being home trained is, just house trained is just I take myself out. Yeah. I'm cool like that.
You can find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram.
I'm like,
all the stuff's on
under the desk. What if he was under the desk the entire time? The reason why Savanna laughs all the time is because he's just down there. There's a reason why you can't see her from the waist down. There's a reason why you can't see her from the waist down. There's a reason.
Anyway, for all you watching, you can see the things at the top of the screen as where to find us and how to contact us. Everybody else, Twitter, POI Podcast, YouTube, POI Podcast. Call, text, or voicemail 314-764-7631. It spells out POI Pod 1 because I hate synergy. And the email would be thepoipodcast@gmail.com. The mighty sword. The mighty sword. Everybody else, have a great night. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.